So here's a little aside. When I put these servers together, I threw it together in such haste. I basically just took whichever motherboard I could get from the PC store that it was at. And turns out that the motherboard I got had only 100 base T networking, not gigabit networking. So I can't remember the specifics now because this is about a year ago, but I must have run off and gotten gigabit Ethernet cards and put them into these servers. And if you look here, those two cards right there, those are the 2 gigabit Ethernet cards that I had to stuff into this board to make up for the deficiency. I'm starting to take this computer apart now. You can see I removed the drive bays and so on, or the drives. But anyway, it's lesson learned. Don't rush into getting computers. Do your homework. Make sure that when you get your motherboard, you want gigabit Ethernet, that it supports gigabit Ethernet. Don't do what I did and buy something that I had to buy just right then and there because I was in the rush to get it, as is the usual case. Anyway, just a little tidbit for you guys out there. I don't know if you can see this, but those are cobwebs and dead flies hanging off of the bottom of my CPU board here. Pretty disgusting. This is what happens when you set up your servers. Here, I think that's better. When you set up your servers in your basement, you will get cobwebs and dead flies. So put some filters on or use a clean room or whatever. But anyway, that's there it is. It's for real. Anyway. Oh God, doesn't. So I'm moving along pretty quickly here. I'm just choking down on some of the dust that I stirred up by ripping apart my server. But anyway, here is a view of everything sort of torn apart. The server broken down to its fundamentals. There they are. I got disk drives, motherboard, power supply, chassis. There's the, there you go. There's a chassis and those. I've got the video card and my 2 Ethernet cards. So out with the old, in with the new. Well, here's a cool factoid for you. Way back in the old days, the CPU, when it was plugged into the motherboard, was a delicate process. One of the things you had to do was make sure you didn't bend any of the pins on the CPU. Here's the CPU. So in this case, we've got a Xeon. This is a Xeon type Intel. I can't remember the exact model number, but it's a quad-core Xeon with 12 megabytes of level 3 cache, and runs at 2.8 gigahertz, right? So anyway, now what they've done is they've removed the pins from the CPU itself. I'll show you in a second, and the socket. The socket now has the pins in it. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know how well you can see that. But in there, I don't know if you can see this is the CPU socket. Let's see, I lift it up like this. I'll try to go into macro mode. That's macro mode. I don't know. That's the anyway. Those are little pins sticking up, and then they push against. Let me put this down against the. I want to make sure I don't touch this. But if you notice, this has all these. There's no pins in there anymore. But those little gold circles. Well, again, this That's hard. It doesn't focus well. But anyway, against the gold circles there. So now you've got little pins sticking up, pushing against these gold circles. And that's how the CPU makes contact with the motherboard. So that's a paradigm change that they've done probably within the last couple of years. It's been a while since I've actually, inserted the CPU into the motherboard and gone through this exercise. But anyway, I'm about to put the CPU in there. But I can't do that with the camera going at the same time, so I have to put you down. Okay, bye. So the assembly of the CPU board went really fast. The first time around I struggled with the heat sink and all this other stuff. But this time around it all popped in together, and the nice thing about this server board is that it's so clean. Here, take a look. I don't know, my phone's ringing right now, I don't know who's calling me. But it's a sparsely populated server board, and that's what it should be. Because it has the gigabits on board, it's got the video on board, everything that I need is there. So here, check it out. There it is. All the PCI slots and all that, those stay empty. All we have is CPU, 4 gigabytes of memory, and that's pretty much it. So it's nice to have something that doesn't. It just has the bare essentials, just what I need. Computing power and network connection, and a lot of serial ATA connectors. We've got 6 of them off in the corner over here. Anyway, okay.